Hello, thank you for bringing
Auntie Jennifer, can you beat me up?
thank you for bringing this to my attention, that the music overpowered my voice. So what I was trying to tell the parents or autism moms, carers, that the importance of what we feed our kids. So it's not something that I'm just making up. My son is on the severe side. My son is not just only autism, but he's ADHD, he's high sensory processing disorder, he has echolalia, but also what he used to feed on was the biggest problem, because my son never used to go to toilet. Whenever he went to toilet, he would want to run out of the house. Whenever he passed the gas, he would want to run out of the house. That tells you that his gut has issues, and those issues, when my son was having meltdowns, when my son was not sleeping, when my son was having anxiety, the amount of meltdowns that we had on day to day. I will show you like one of the examples. This is a bite from my son, and this is another bite on this arm. So this is the right hand and this is the left hand. Those are bites. That said, is that since I have started giving my son whereby I'm actually just introducing him the right nutrition, we are in the process. We know these kids with their sensory issues and picky eating, it's very difficult, but luckily I actually figured out that my son, when I blend things and mix them up, he's able to eat them. He's now at that point where he's not having to smell everything, but my son used to feed on crackers, toasted bread, and chicken nuggets, McDonald's. If he tried something else, only when he's at his carers or when he's at a lady that I take him to once in a while, he would eat maybe rice. But even when at home, I tried so much to convince him to eat something else. He will eat like noodles, and it has to be chicken flavor. So but all that is that my son didn't have like really bad constipation, but when he went to the toilet, you would want to run out of the house. When he passed the gas, you would want to run where he's seated. So that's, for me, that's to tell you that when our kids are having all these anxieties, all this hyperactiveness, all this head bashing, all this hitting, and all this screaming and noises, it means that their body is screaming for help. Their body is screaming for help because their system is not okay. But when I started giving my son raw vegetables, when I started making my son organic fruits, even though I'm still having to find a way, figure out on how to give it to him, I give them to him as smoothie. He's still not able to eat them or like take up a fruit and bite, but he's on a much better side. It's just been a month that I actually, and I can't tell you how many supplements I had given my son, to a point that the doctors, when they did a blood test, they told me to stop the supplements because he had a lot of B12 in his system. So no amount of supplements that actually helped my son, like now giving him vegetables, raw vegetables. I just blend the raw vegetables. I pick stuff from the supermarket or the market, organic, but mainly what I do is I make sure I mix in garlic, I make sure I'm mixing ginger, I make sure I'm mixing lemon. This stuff is, my son is now on the calmer side. My son is even beginning to talk more, like his words are getting more and more. Okay, my son has always had like clear crystal speech. When he says a word, you hear it very clear, but he had this repetitive or single words, but now he's having like proper speech, where even though we're not it's going to be a process where we're going to have to build it for him to be able to hold a conversation, but we're mainly working on his gut, mainly working on his nutrition, mainly working on the fact that for me my son has not had a meltdown. For me, the fact that my son is actually he wants to have a good holiday. He tells me he doesn't want to have a bad holiday. He wants to have a good holiday. For me, that's what I want for my son. The fact that my son is able to sleep. My son never used to sleep. But the fact that my son is able to sleep throughout the night, that's for me a plus. My son goes to the toilet and no smell. Like literally, he goes to the toilet on a daily basis, which never used to happen. My son hasn't passed the horrible smelly gas in a long time since I started giving him these raw vegetables. So we can help our kids. We can help our kids to have a comfortable body, comfortable system, and the happier child, they will blossom. God bless you and thank you so much. Bye.